Okay, so as you would see, lesson 5, which is just a session for a few activities, just, math is never enough. You can never be tired of working around maths questions. So I remember that we did arithmetic, which is from grade 9, 10, 11, and then we added the grade 12 part, which is the sum of arithmetic. We did geometric, which completely is something very new to you all. And then we ended with quadratic, which you did as well in grade 11. So if you are in this particular class, more of reminder to us. All right, so I'm just going to go into solving as many questions I can in this 2-hour session. Please feel free to contribute, feel free to ask. Let's see where you have challenges. Remember, the lessons are available on YouTube, lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th one. Okay, consider the quadratic sequence. This is basically grade 11. All right, it's a quadratic. You know, if it's a quadratic, I did mention that a quadratic sequence is the same as a quadratic function. All right, and that's our second topic. So a quadratic sequence is a quadratic function. The first 4 marks is for every living soul doing maths. Let's walk through together. So we start by creating our ladder. 319, 280, 243, 208. All right, we don't need so much. Okay, I think that should suffice. Now, what do? We find the differences. What is the difference? T2 minus T1. This is 280 minus 319, and that will give me negative 39. I hope you guys still remember that, right? This is grade 11. Then we go for 243 minus 280. I'm going to give you some checks that you need to continually do. Negative 37. Okay. Now we need to look for our common difference, which is again T2 minus T1. Negative 37 minus negative 39. Please don't forget T2 minus T1. And our answer is 2. All right, this is what counts this time around. This is what counts. The first set of numbers. Very important. And you must never forget what these things are. 2a, 3a plus b, a plus b plus c. So let's quickly walk through, and I'll show you where your 4 marks would be. Right now, you still don't have a mark. But when I start by saying 2a equals to 2, a equals to 1, I'm getting my first mark there. Then I move on to the second one. 3a plus b equals to negative 39. Substituting that there. All right. B becomes negative 42 because I moved the 3 over. That's my second mark. Then I move to the third part. A plus b plus c will be equal to T1. What is our A? 1. Minus 42 plus c equals to 319. C, therefore, would be what? 319 plus, it's going to be 319. That is minus 41. If I move that there, 360. Beautiful. I have my third mark. Then Tn is equal to an squared. I hope you remember the formula. An squared plus bn plus c. Let me squeeze it here. That gives me Tn as what? N squared minus 42n plus 360. This is where the 4th mark would be. Every learner needs to build by getting this 4th mark. Now, before I go to the second question, I quickly want to rope functions into this concept quickly. We said a quadratic sequence is the same as a quadratic function. Why am I saying so? I know that a quadratic formula, let's start from a quadratic sequence, has Tn equals to an squared plus bn plus c. Why this then becomes, if I'm looking at function, ax squared. Now, if you check, both are the same. And we know that if a is greater than 0, we smile. And once I smile, I'm going to have a minimum value. When a is less than 0, we are sad. And that gives me a maximum value. And we know what we call this point. These points are called the turning points. And how do we get the turning points? This time around, I'm using n minus b over 2a. This gives me the position of either the maximum or the minimum value. So whatever you learned in grade 11 under functions, please bring it in here again. So if we have this question, let's see quickly. Let's see. I know some of you want to write. I just want to see the next question. It says, determine which value has a term of 0. Okay. Which value has a term of 0? A value of 0. Which term? Tn is now equal to 0. That's what the examiner is saying. Find the value of n. You know what to do, all right? You know what to do here. N squared minus, what is my b value? 42n plus 360 minus 42n plus 360 is equal to 0. You then need to find n. Anybody factorizing for us? Anybody factorizing for us there? Either you factorize or you use your quadratic. Either you factorize or you use your quadratic. Looking at 42. 42 would be 8 and, let's see, 7 and 6, but I need to get that. Anybody? Factorize quickly. Factorize. 30 and 12. Awesome. That's correct. 30 and 12. 30 and 12. Beautiful. All right. 30 and 12. Now, this is what I wanted to see. Both of them must be minus. It means when n equals to 30 or when n equals to 12, Tn would be equal to 0. I want to show you a beautiful stuff here today. Thank you, guys. Please, I want you to learn. I'm doing functions already, and I want you to learn something here. This is still very basic for everybody. Let's look at the next question. Which term in the sequence will have the lowest value? The examiner is now saying the lowest. Please watch what I'm going to do. Once the examiner refers to the lowest, examiner is referring to the turning point. I am going to do this in how many ways? I want to do it in 3 ways. Guys, I'm revising now, so permit us to learn different methods and remind ourselves of the different methods. The lowest. Which term? All right, we are looking for n, position, the lowest. Lowest term. Like I said, I'm saying again, examiner is simply asking me to look for turning point. Check. N would be minus b over 2a. Minus, what is our b? 42 over 2 multiplied by 2. All right? Minus b over 2a. minus b over 2a. Oh, sorry, my a is 1 rather, because that wasn't going to make sense. All right, minus b. Our b is also negative, then let's forget. So what's our answer? 21. I want to show you a few things. 21, beautiful. It means T21 is the lowest. All right, let's quickly revise functions. Before I move on, are we all okay? Are we all okay? Please let's be okay, because I want to do something now. Some of you might know these things. Yes, Keith, talk to me. Keith, are you saying something?
No, sir, mistake.
All right. Okay, guys. I just want to expand our knowledge in doing different things. Okay. One is I am going to try to walk around a graph. Okay. I'm going to try to walk around a graph. Why a graph? Because it's a quadratic. Remember, what's our Tn? Our Tn is n squared minus 42n plus 360. Okay, so our graph actually looks like that. Our graph looks like that. Okay, I want to, okay, now let me start by drawing the graph. So the numbers are decreasing until it gets to a minimum point and then starts increasing. If you look at the value, look at the first value. The first value is 319. And then what happens? 280, 243, 208, 175. The numbers decrease until it gets to a point and then it turns. That's T21. But this is what I want you to see about turning point. The turning point is the axis of symmetry. Please watch this. This is called the axis of symmetry. And the equation of this line is actually minus b over 2a. But I can get this value again. Everybody, please listen. I can get this equation by saying x equals to x1 plus x2 over 2, where x1 and x2 are the x-intercept. X1 and x2 are the x-intercept. Okay. Now I notice something here. Yes, talk to me. We are between your hand went up. Ria, your hand went up. Are you saying something there? Okay. Now, one thing I know about functions is, guys, whatever happens on the left should also happen on the right-hand side. That's why we call it a line of symmetry. A line of symmetry. Now, look at the beauty here. The examiner told us that two particular values, if you go back, are equal to 0. Can we find the midpoint of those two values? When n is 12, we have the value of 0. When n is 30, we have the value of 0. Remember, this time around, x is synonymous to n. Add those two numbers together for me, those two positions, and divide by 2. What are we going to get? So already I'm doing functions because I'm looking at that value and I'm looking at that value. So 12 plus 30, the midpoint. What do I have? 42 divided by 2, and that gives me 21. The midpoint. Guys, this is functions. You've got to love functions. Functions is about 40 marks at the end of the year. So you've got to drill functions very well. So check, I am now using functions. So I've used a second point by using the midpoint of my intercept. Why am I saying these are intercept? Please watch this. Ooh, why am I saying these are intercept? Please check. What are x-intercept? Let me go back. What are the x-intercept? X-intercept, y is equal to 0. And in this case, I know that my Tn is equal to 0. Oh, this is why the x-intercept is used as the n. I don't know if that makes sense. Because Tn is equal to 0 and Tn is y. When is y equal to 0? At the x-intercept. That's why I am now saying this is my 12 and that's my 30 and in between is 21 because the y value here is 0. Please don't, I don't know if we are okay. This is some deep maths now. So the reason I added those two positions is because their values are giving me 0, which is the y-intercept. Talk to me. Did that make sense, guys? It's grade 11 functions now. So this is what I want you to put in your head. X equals to x1 plus x2 over 2. Okay. I hope everybody's good. Now, what is my third one? I'm revising. Hi, sir. Can you please go to the previous slide so I can take a picture? Eliza. The third one, which most of you don't like, a lot of learners don't like this, is completing the square. And please, whether you like it or not, it's something you need to know. It's not about you liking it. You must know it. So let's go through completing the square. Eliza, can I move on now? Eliza.
Sir?
Hi.
Hi, sir. So is this the first slide?
No, child.
Sir, please.
First slide.
Thank you, sir. I'm fine now.
Okay, all right. Now, guys, let's revise. Like I said, this is just revision. Completing the square. Completing the square. I'm going to be slow because I won't give you notes. All right. Tn equals to n squared minus 42n plus 360. Your job is to first make sure, note, make sure that A, or let me say the coefficient of n squared is positive 1. If it's not positive 1, then you have to factorize. Okay, but in this case, I'm glad it is positive already. So what am I going to do? Check the steps, please. Let me rewrite this. Please check the steps. You've got to watch this again so that you remember. I am going to there's no need to waste time. Immediately open a bracket there and put a squared. Then my C goes outside plus 360. I'll repeat. I'm completing the square. Quickly open a bracket after making sure that the coefficient of n squared is positive 1. Open a bracket and put a squared. Now I am going to write n inside. Everybody please listen now. What do I do here? I divide this one by 2. So this is b over 2. That's what I'm going to write here. My b is negative 42. So negative 40, let me drop this so that you're not confused. All right. This comes here. B divided by 2. Negative 42 divided by 2 would give me negative 21. Are you seeing that 21 again there? That's the position. Makes sense. Now, what do I do? I'm going to square and subtract. What is 21 squared? All right, so we square that 21 The negative is not really important now because it will have been positive after squaring. All right. 441. Now 360 minus 441. Negative 81. Okay. Square and subtract. Minus 441. Okay. What will my answer be? Let's write the simplified answer. Tn therefore is n minus 21 squared minus, we got what, 81, right? Somebody says, what is the meaning of that 81? This here gives you the position of the turning point. If you were here when I did this, I actually explained it with this note. And this gives you the value of the term. And remember, here you have to change the sign. If I was doing functions, I would have told you that x's are deceiving. The x will always deceive you. Your x will always deceive you. They'll come back to say they love you. It's a lie. X's are always deceiving. That's why when in functions grade 11, when you move to the right, in your head, right is positive, but what are you doing? It's going to be a negative. Do you remember that translation in grade 11? When you say x minus, minus says left, actually. But when it comes to functions, it's going to be to the right. X's are always what? Deceiving. So, minus 21, I know my position then becomes positive 21. So, the position of the lowest term here, position of the lowest is the 21st term. Now, what is the value? The lowest value. The value is negative 81. I want us to test this negative 81. Please grab your calculator with me. Let's substitute 21. Anywhere we see n. 21 squared minus 42 multiplied by 21 plus 360. Boom, negative 81. Your turning point. Your turning point. Guys, this is very important. Very, very important. 2023, last year, a question like this was tested. Let me see. I'm not sure I have it here. If I have it here, I'd love to quickly look at it. Where is it? Beautiful. Here. I hope you guys got the notes there. Okay, let me go back a few seconds. Wait, I need to move this up here. All right. If you are writing, quickly put that down. I want us to apply maths now to another. This is how examiners are going to test you in grade 12. No one is going to be playing games with you when you get to grade 12, guys. No one. Games, we finished playing games last year. No one in grade 12 will be playing games with you. It's serious. All gloves out now. Fighting each other. Examiners are going to come guns blazing. You got to go in also with your own gun. Before they shoot, you shoot them. And how do you shoot them back? You get ready. Be opened. Practice many questions. You are better when you expose yourself, guys. Let no day pass without you doing one or two, especially algebra. Algebra is every day of the year. Okay, let's look at this question. The following information is given about a quadratic number pattern. T1 is 3. T2 minus T1 is 9. And okay, let's see. We know that it's supposed to be T1, T2, T3. Now, they gave us T1 as 3. They didn't give us T2. Did they give us T3? No. But they said T2 minus T1 is 9. And then T3 minus, okay, that's 21. Show that T5 is 1, 1, 1. Okay. This has to be manually done. All right. What is the difference here? 21 minus 9? What is 21 minus 9? That's 12. Now, we know that the second difference must be constant. Okay, we are looking for T5. All right? Okay, T4 and T5. We do not know that value. But let's see. Can we try? We're going to have to work down. And this is how you work down. You keep adding. Is that okay? 9 plus 12 would give us 21. Again, you should know that that's a 12 because that's constant. 21 plus 12 would give us what? 33. Right? Again, plus 12 would give us 45. Everybody okay there? 45. The reason I'm doing it manually is because in 2.2, they're asking us to show the general pattern. So you cannot answer that without, you cannot answer 2.2 before 2.1 in maths. That's wrong. Okay. Now, how do we work out the rest? We are going to be adding again. Please follow. 3 plus 9 would give us what? 12. 12 plus 21 would give us 33. 33 plus 33 would give us 66. 66 plus 45 would give us 6 plus 5 is 11. 6 plus 4, 10. Beautiful. And we are done. You draw that for the examiner. You show those steps, the values there, and you show T5 is equal to 111. So when you move to the right, you are adding. You add as you move to the right. You add as you move to the right. Okay, done. I'm sure, guys, the next one shouldn't be a problem. That's routine for everybody. That should be routine for everybody. 2a is equal to 12. A is equal to 6. We're done there. All right. What's the next one? 3a plus b equals to 9. 3 multiplied by 6 plus b equals to 9. If that's 18, move it over. That will give us negative 9. A plus b plus c will be equal to T1. Now 6 minus 9 plus c equals to 3. That's negative 3 there. We move it over, it becomes positive 3. C equals to 6. Therefore, Tn is 6n squared minus 9n plus 6. My dear learners, are we okay? Any question, guys? Any question? Okay. The last one. Show that the pattern is increasing. Now, I have two ways that I would approach this question. Every time I look at 2.2.3, when they say show, when it comes to Tn, my first advice for you guys is to complete the square. Please listen. Show that the pattern is increasing. That means if you check, we have 3, we have 12, we have 13, we have 66, it's 11. It's going to continue. That's what we need to show the examiner that, okay, this would always be like that. Mean there's no turning point as we go on. Okay, let's see what I would do. Approach. Tn, given that Tn equals to what? 6n squared minus 9n plus 6, I think. Yes, method 1. This is what I would do. Method 1. Let's complete the square. And I'm glad this one has a 6. Remember the rules I gave you. Let's complete the square. To complete the square, make sure that the coefficient of n squared is positive 1. So I'm going to do this. Let's bring out the 6. All right? N squared. Watch this. Now, somebody says, how do we factorize a 6 when there's a 9? Shouldn't we use 3? No, if you use 3, you're still going to have 2n squared. So take out whatever value. Now, look at what I'm going to do. I am going to divide every other thing by 6. This will give me 9n over 6. Are you with me there? I'm just dividing by 6. Plus 6 over 6 to give me 1. So divide through by a. Now you would notice that the coefficient of n squared in the bracket is now what? Positive 1. Now we do what we did. So I'm going to use 2 brackets so I don't get confused, because the 6 encompasses the whole thing. Open that bracket and drop my 1. Do you remember all of that? What do I write here? N. Watch this. We divide this by 2. So what is 9 over 6 divided by 2? That is 9 over 12. And 9 over 12 will be 3 over 4. Minus 3 over 4. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, let's use a calculator so that you see. Whatever value, don't worry. I'll explain what that means. 9 over 6 divided by 2. 3 over 4. What do we do here? We square this, right? And subtract. What is the square? That's 9 over 16. Minus 9 over 16. Okay, what are we going to have? 6n minus 3 over 4 squared. All right. 16 minus 9. That should give us 7. So this should give us plus 7 over 6. Watch this. Now let's re-expand. Multiplying everything by 6. But keep this there. Minus 3 over 4 squared. What is 7 over 6 times 6? That will give me 7. Now this is my Tn. How did I get 9 over 16? Square and subtract. Square and subtract. 9 times 9. Oh, how did I get 9 over 16? Okay, are you fine now with my 9 over 16? 3 times 3 would give me 9. And 4 times 4 would give me what? 16. Wait, let's check if this is correct. I want us to check something. How do you check if you have done it correctly? 6. I want to put 5 as my n. 5 minus 3 over 4. Our answer should be 111. Let's confirm quickly. All right. Plus 7. What are we doing wrong? Let's see. Let's see quickly. What did I do wrong here? Because we need to get the 5th term. 1 minus 9 over 16. Oh, it's supposed to be 7 over 16. Yeah, I see my mistake. 7 over 16. 7 over 16, not 7 over 6. 7 over 16. And if we multiply, expand the bracket, 7 over 16 multiplied by 6, 21 over 8. Okay. How did you get 3 over 4? How did I get 3 over 4? This is b over 2. All right, let me get a calculator quickly. Let's go back there so that everybody sees that. Whatever your b value is, remember, you have divided by 6 first. 9 divided by 6 would give you 3 over 2. Now we divide b over 2. 3 over 2 divided by 2 would give you 3 over 4. Ria Betwe, are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Guys, remember what we said? Now b over 2 there. Then we square our 3 over 4. All right? Which gives us 9 over 16. And then we subtract. Square and subtract. That other value there is 1. So we said 1 minus 9 over 16. And that gave us what? 7 over 16. Okay. Now, I have a 6 that is just standing outside. That's why I am now multiplying everything by what? By 6. Are we okay there, everybody? And that's where we got the 21 over 8. Okay, let's see something quickly. Please substitute n as 5. Let's see. If n is 5, let's confirm. If n is 5, what are you getting? We are testing if what we did is correct. You remember we know our T5. So let's substitute. 6 into bracket, 5 minus, what do we have? 3 over 4, all squared, okay, plus 21 over 8. What's our answer? 111. Oh, thank you. All right, thank you. You guys were substituting. Beautiful. Now, so our formula is correct. Our formula is correct. Now, let us interpret what this is. Please watch what I'm going to do. I'm teaching you now the behavior of numbers. This is very key. We need to prove that this value will always increase. I'm going to take them one by one. All right. N minus 3 over 4 squared will always be greater than 0. Let's write it as maths. Will always be greater than 0. Do we agree? Anything that you square is always greater than 0. Remember, your n cannot even be 0, right? For all values of n. For all values of n, when n is a natural number. Natural number means we start from 1, 2, 3. So we all agree there, right? Good. Therefore, I could have added it there. 6 multiplied by n. Now I'm adding the other 6. This will also be greater than 0. Make sense? My first bracket is greater than 0. If I multiply it by 6, do you notice? Oh, let's even do this. Let's even do this. Will be, because they said it's increasing, will be greater than this already. For all n being an element of natural, does that make sense to you? I have an answer, and I multiplied by 6. It must definitely be greater than the number I had before. 1 squared is 1. Multiplied by 6. Automatically, it's greater. Are you with me? So what are you seeing? The number is increasing already. Okay. Now, check. Oh, then, if I take what I have already and now add 21 over 8, every time I do that, this value will keep what? Keep increasing as n increases. Does that make sense to you? As n. Because now, that value has already increased when I multiplied by 6. Then I add again. I add 21 over 8. That value will always increase. This is you interpreting numbers now and interpreting mathematical operations. First, that bracket squared will always be positive. If I multiply that positive number by 6, that number is greater than what I had before. Now, let us add another constant to it. It keeps increasing. That means as n increases, this value will be increasing. I want to show you another method. I'll squeeze that here. Guys, do you notice n is greater than 0 here? N is greater than what? 0. All right? So, if n is greater than 0, what are we expecting? We are expecting what? A smiley face, right? Good. Somebody says, okay, if we are expecting, why is this now decreasing? But the examiner saying these values should be increasing. I want to interpret this, and I'm praying that you guys get it. If I were to draw a graph, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check this. That is supposed to be the graph I'm going to have. The minimum value should be when n is 3 over 4, which is actually before the first term. So we would get to the minimum value when n is 3 over 4. Let's put that 3 over 4. That is where your graph is turning. I'm going to put that there because we don't know, but the graph should turn there. Check. Do you notice your graph is increasing? I don't know if you understand the graph. Please talk to me. The turning point, it should turn at 3 over 4. Already it's turning at 3 over 4. But check, it's now increasing all through. So that is my Tn. Thank you guys. Tn is what? Increasing for n being an element of all natural numbers. It has already turned before the first term. Are we good? Did that make sense? Mathematical interpretations. Just when you think you are okay with maths, boom, examiner comes with a different stuff. But we got them. I'm telling you. Just when you say, all right, guys, I'm okay. Those guys are something else. But I'm glad that we're okay and it makes sense. Is there anybody who's lost? Especially with the graph. So I'm revising, especially also completing the square and interpreting. So when you see questions that say prove that all of the values will be negative, or all the values will be odd number, all the values will be positive, please, it is easier to complete the square or use the graph. There are other methods, but these are the two that I would have used anyway. It's maths. Somebody else might see something different. That's how maths is, No one would say, I'm the boss. There's always methods. But we okay, guys? We okay? Sweet. Sir, can you show with calculations that 3 over 4 is the turning point? Label, just do your n equals to minus b over 2a. Minus b over 2a. That's the turning point already. Minus b over 2a. Minus, what is your b? Negative 9 over 2, and your a is 6. Check, 3 over 4. Are you okay there, Lebo? 3 over 4. Minus b, you know that from grade 11, right? Lovely. Minus b over 2. Please learn how to complete the square. Very, very crucial. Everyone should know how to complete the square. Awesome. Great question there. So this is grade 11. This is grade 11. This I do in grade 11. All of this concept I do when I do my grade 11 classes. So those kids are well branded for matric. Okay. Let's see something nice. I'm looking for something challenging. I see the last one. You see, my eyes quickly went to the last one. Show that the sequence of numbers will never contain a positive term. Ooh, la, 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 la. This is where somebody skips. Somebody said, what do you do? I skip. Guys, this is not the gym. Okay? Maths, you don't skip. Sir, can we get more work? All right. No. You've got to search. Keep searching. I'll keep searching as well. Looking for level 4 types of questions. Okay, and that's what we do actually in our classes. We don't do... You know how... Guys, do you know that sometimes as teachers we're not fair? Examples are simple, right? Then we give you a question. You know. Examples are, you feel comfortable. Then you see question 1. Alan is laughing. A plane flies from Johannesburg to Cape Town. What's the name of the driver? Can you imagine? All right. That's how maths is like. But once you get exposed to the principles, it's now easy. Okay, let's check. Let's check this question. The following sequence of numbers forms a quadratic. Let's take it step by step and interpret. Nolo, let me see if I can get you. And I want us to discuss how you will do this, guys. Okay. The first differences of the above, all right, the first differences of the above sequence also forms a sequence. Don't forget that the first sequence, the first difference, okay, the first difference, in case you don't know, the first difference of a quadratic, everybody should know that, of a quadratic, oops, what's happening to my board? Okay, the first difference of a quadratic sequence is an arithmetic. Those of you that were with me, you know how to get Tn of an arithmetic now. Okay, let's see. This question says determine the general term. Oh, that's easy. Check this. -3. This is 2.2.1. -2. Please be careful with the negatives. These things, negatives are just a problem. Let's find the difference. -2 minus -3. That is 3 minus 2. That gives us 1. -3 minus -2. Don't forget the minus. That's 2 minus 3. That gives us -1. -6. Okay, thank you, Courtney. -6 minus. That gives me plus. So what is 3 minus 6? -3. That's an arithmetic sequence. So what's the common difference here? -2. Do we agree? Let's confirm. -3 minus -1. Minus, that is positive. So 1 minus 3. Beautiful. The examiner says we should find what? Determine an expression for the general term of the first difference. That's my first difference. And you must realize that that's an arithmetic. For those that were with me, you would understand what I'm going to do. We said it is dn plus a minus d. What's your common difference? -2. Just put the -2 there. Put the n there. Now, this is your a, and that's your d. What is 1 minus -2? That gives you 3, +3. You guys know how to do that, right? Using your Tn equals to a plus n minus 1d, but I just cut all of that out. Let me write it here. You have 1. In case some of you are lost with what I did there, those that were with me in December, they know what we did. And our difference is -2. So Tn equals to a plus n minus 1d. What is your a? Your a is 1 plus n minus 1, and your difference is -2. 1, all right? If you expand, -2n minus 1 times -2, +2. And that gives you -2n plus 3. So we just use that formula, dn plus a minus d. You know your d, you put an n right in front of it, and then you say a minus d. You get an answer. All right, we are done there with that question. Guys, are we okay with 2.2.1? Let's see. 2.2.1, any question? 2.2.1? No question. Awesome. 2.2.2. Calculate the first difference between the 35th and 36th term of the quadratic. The first difference. Okay, Madeleine Kosi, where are you lost exactly? Quickly talk to me. Unmute yourself and talk to me quickly. so that I know where to start from. You said I should repeat. Where are you lost?
So, sir, I know you got the -2, right? And then from there, I just got lost.
Do you know how to find the general term of an arithmetic sequence?
No, sir.
Great.
I wasn't there in percent.
No, this is not. This is from grade 9, 10, 11. 9.
Oh, I see it, sir, because you said 1 minus -1, and then you got -2, right?
Okay, come here. Manlekosi, you know how, have you seen this formula before? This one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what, let's use that. What is my A? A is the first term. So 1 plus n minus 1. What's your common difference? -2. All right. So you expand that, right? -2 times n, -2n. -1 times -2 would give us +2. Then you have 1 plus 2.
Is 3, sir.
Yes. Are you okay there?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Kotato, arithmetic is a linear pattern. Absolutely, yes. The word arithmetic means linear. Okay. All right, 2.2.2. Calculate the first difference between the 35th and the 36th. Guys, this is very key. Let me quickly show you something nice on this, what the examiner means. You have T1, you have T2, T3, T4, T5. All right, what is this? This is the first difference. I'll say first difference 1. What is this? First difference 2. I hope it's making sense. First difference, the third term. First difference. Please watch this. Do you notice a pattern here? That the first difference 1 is between T2 and T1. Watch where I'm going. The first different 2 is between T3 and T2. The first different 3 is between T4. Watch these numbers. First different 4 is between T5. Here is the secret. I'm going to circle something now. 1, 1. 2. Are you seeing those numbers? 2. 3, 3. 4, 4. Okay. Now check. The examiner says the first difference between T36 and T35. All right? I want you to tell me this is T36 and T35. What difference number would that be? I need the number there. I mean, that's like grade 1 now. What would that be? 35. So the examiner is simply telling you to find the 35th term. And we already know Tn is minus 2n plus 3. So we are looking for what? T35. Negative 235 plus 3. 3 minus 70 would give us what? Negative 67. All right. Did that make sense, guys? Did you get it? So in an exam, just quickly put that thing there. Create a way of remembering. The first difference is between T2 and T1. Second difference, T3 and T2. Like that. You see the pattern. So T36 minus T35 is actually the 35th first difference. And we already know that the first difference can be represented by this expression. So we're good. All right. Let's see the next question. Determine the expression for the guys, quickly do this for me, everybody. 2.2.3. Determine the expression. Let's see. What is your Tn? I'm going to give you just 4 minutes. We are looking for Tn. Let's see. 4 minutes. as a way of practicing now, instead of copying alone. Patrick, your hand is up. Okay, Patrick, you're done. You got what? Negative n squared plus 4n minus 6. Okay. Trace. Negative n squared plus 4n minus 6. Is that fine with everybody? Let's see. Anybody with a different answer? I need one more confirmation. If you are stuck, please let me know. Don't keep quiet. If you are stuck, oh, Elisa is confirming. Elisa. Lutendo, are you confirming? Lutendo Tendi. Are you confirming?
Yes, I'm still writing.
You're still doing it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, make it. You need to beat that 2 minutes there. You have 2 minutes and yes, quickly. 120 seconds. Njabulo, Jabs. Njabulo also gave me that answer. All right, Nalo. Guys, can you see that maths can be so easy? 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Lutendo, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Did you get that answer as well?
I got negative n squared plus 4n.
What about the C?
The C, it's 0.
Okay, but people are having negative 6. Funanani, you have positive 7. Okay, let's look at it. Huh?
Yeah, negative 6.
Negative 6. Funanani, you have a positive 7. What happened? Okay, let's see. So we know that, okay, time up there. 2a is equal to negative 2. Okay, that automatically tells me you are correct there. No. We're looking for Tn, right? So 2a is equal to negative 2. A equals to negative 1. Next. 3a plus b. What is 3a plus b? 3a plus b is equal to 1. And then we have negative 3. All right, 1. So you have 3, negative 1 plus b. Negative 3, okay, that gives us 4. Then we have what? A plus b plus c equals to, is it 3 or negative 3? Now I forgot the sign. Let's just quickly recheck. Negative 3. Awesome.
Negative 3.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Negative 3. Let's quickly now. My A is -1, my B is 4, and C is -3. So 4 minus 1 would give me 3. Move it over, it becomes -6. So Tn is -n squared plus 4n minus 6. Well done, guys. Look at the last question. I want us to see how we are going to approach the last question. Show that the sequence of numbers. Okay, okay, Lutendo, we're good. Because your hand is up now.
I have a question to ask.
Okay, please do.
So, in the Tn formula that we got,
Yep.
won't we go to, do you remember the expressions that we say we just let, for example, ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is supposed to be negative, no, positive. So on the number pattern, won't we just say, just divide everything by negative?
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to do 2.2.3 or 2.2.4? I want us to be on the same.
I was just asking based on the formula.
No, we don't do anything. This formula, that's our Tn. Let me see. That's your Tn. You do nothing to it.
Okay.
That's your Tn. You leave it like that. Okay. In Jabulo, your hand is up.
So, I was still wondering about how did you get the formula for the arithmetic pattern, the Tn equals to, I don't know, Dn plus brackets n minus d.
No. Okay, in Jabulo, I just manipulated. In Jabulo, keep your mic on. Do you know this? Do you know this formula?
No, sir.
Huh?
I can't remember it quite well.
This is arithmetic. This you're supposed to know, even if they wake you up from your dreams. This you must know. This is the formula for arithmetic. We did this in grade 8, 9, 10, 11. This is the arithmetic. Please get back and go through your notes again. You did this last year from grade 10 and grade 11. So all I did was just to expand it. Okay, so this is what I did. I just played around with it. If you expand, what do you have? Dn minus d. And then I rearranged. Dn plus a minus d. This helps me to quickly run through and get my arithmetic formula. Please, you must know that formula. Please, very, very important. Arithmetic. You must know that formula. It's a no, not to know it. We okay?
Fine, sir.
All right. Guys, let's see. The examiner says, show that all of this will, let me read the question. Show that the sequence of numbers will never contain a positive term. They are saying this thing will continually be negative. Wow.
No.
Hello? Show that Tn equals to -n squared. All right, this is what I would do. Will always be negative. Let's see something here. Will always be negative. I said, when I see this question, I quickly do completing the square. That's what I would do. All right? Kotato, it's fine. Bn plus c is the same thing. Bn plus c. Just that that's, yeah, it's the same. Bn plus c. Okay. Guys, let us complete the square. Remember what I said about the rule of completing the square. Make sure that the coefficient of n is +1. I see a negative here which is going to create a big problem for me. So negative, I'm dividing everything by negative, so the sign changes. The sign changes. Are we okay there? All right. We need to show that all of this will be negative. Let's see. Let's complete the square. You remember what we did? The 6 goes there. There's a squared here. N goes there. We create that platform quickly. Now, what do? We divide everything. We divide this by 2. Divided by 2. That gives us what? Negative 2. What's the next thing? Square and subtract. Square and subtract. What is 2 squared? 4. So what are we going to have? Negative n minus 2 squared. What is 6 minus 4? Plus 2. Now let's open the bracket. Negative n minus 2 squared. All right. Can you interpret that? Let's interpret this. Look at my interpretation again. N minus 2 squared will always be greater than 0. Anything squared will always be greater than 0. But check. My formula says minus in front of that. So whatever I get that is positive, this will always be less than 0. I don't know if that makes sense. Without the minus, I would get a positive. But once I put a minus in front of it, what happens? It becomes a negative. Does that make sense? That's why I said less than 0. It therefore means, now you have, this is already a negative value. Is that okay? Now, therefore, you are now subtracting 2 from that. Guys, negative plus a negative will always be a negative. I don't know if that makes sense. A negative value plus another negative value. The addition of 2 negatives. The addition of 2 negatives will always be a negative. Please let me know. Therefore, Tn will always be a negative value. Does that make sense? Let me know anywhere you feel lost, please. Completing the square is always one of your safest way out when you see questions like this. Please let me know. Let's see. Okay, Nello. So, sir, for questions that require us to complete the square, do we have to conclude? Yes, please. You have to conclude after your calculation. Because you have to explain to the examiner. You break it down. You break it down. Guys, I'm waiting for questions. Let's see. Someone is lost and someone doesn't understand. This is where you quickly ask. Jabulo, talk to... Yes.
Can I please ask?
Yes, you may.
I can see that you got 4 from 4n. You got a 2. So, what about the other side? How did you get 6? How did you get negative 4?
Square and subtract. What is 2 squared?
2 squared is 4.
Yeah, and then you subtract it. It's the method. You square and subtract. That's what I've been doing all along. When I think I wrote it down somewhere here. I've got another and up there. Let me see. I think I did. Can you see? You square and subtract. So know that method. Square and you subtract. 3 over 4, if you square it, is 9 over 16. But you subtract it. I don't want to go through the grade 11 way where we're teaching you how to do all of that. So this is a shorter form and you get through your answer. So it's a method. You square. And so I think we also did it. Where did we do it again? Let's quickly. I see your hand up there. Jabulu or so. Let's see. You square and subtract. I don't remember. There we go again. What is 21 squared? 441. But you subtract it. Are we okay now?
Okay.
You square and subtract. Funanani, talk to me.
So like saying, you said 6 minus 4 is positive 2, right?
Let me go back there. Yes.
And then for the last part, you said it's -2. How do you get to -2?
Look at this negative. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's use this negative to multiply. Okay, negative. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Negative times this bracket would have a negative, right?
Yes.
Then negative times positive.
Oh. It's going to be negative.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other person? Then you now... okay, yeah, Lutendo?
So, when they say that, I saw a question while you were browsing through. So the question was n increasing from the question that you were looking for the square and separate.
You're losing me.
I think it's 8. Yeah, this one show that pattern is increasing for all n is element of n.
Yeah.
So how did you do it, sir?
I said anytime they ask you to show, one of the easiest way is to use completing the square. So what did we do? We completed the square. Do you remember when we completed the square?
Yes, I just remembered. So are we going to say negative or positive?
What do you mean, negative or positive?
Oh, so you're completing the square the way you were doing it right now.
Exactly. So bring out 6. So here I divide everything by 6. That's why 6 divided by 6 would give me 1. This 6 is here. Open a big bracket. Open your bracket, put a squared. This 1, right, comes here, right? Then you take this and divide it by what? 2. That's why I wrote here b divided by 2. That gives me -3/4. Square this and subtract. 3/4 squared would be 9/16. Subtract it. And that gives me that. What do you then do? You expand back. Ta and ta. Now you interpret what this means to you. Are we okay there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Jabulo says, may I please go back to the question? I will gladly do so. Here is the question. Show. Guys, so look for questions like this and try to complete the square, then interpret. They said, show that all the sequence of numbers will never contain a positive. Njabulu, are you okay now? All right. So, guys, when you complete the square, then you start interpreting what that answer is. Here we said anything squared will always be positive. Don't forget that. Once you square any number, so this will be positive. But what are we doing to this number? We are multiplying by what? A negative. Oh, once I multiply by negative, this whole thing becomes what? A negative. Hence, less than 0. What are we doing here? We are adding. You can even, let me do this. I want to do something here. This one from grade 8 and 9 means you are adding. Why is this thing not responding? Okay. It is, you are adding a negative number plus -2. And we know mathematically, so you must know how your numbers are behaving. A negative plus a negative number will always give you a negative value. You are not multiplying, don't forget. It's not multiplication. A negative, the addition of 2 negative numbers will always give you a negative value. So anytime they ask you to show, please complete the square. No, Patrick, is because probably you've not been exposed to it. You are probably seeing all of this for the first time. That means in your grade 11, they were massaging you. All right. They were supposed to throw it all out in grade 11. They were busy rubbing your head, you know. And that's why you are seeing this. You guys are laughing. You were supposed to be thrown all of those hard stuff from grade 11 so that you get used to it. So conclusion, you look at the thing and look at the way I'm doing it. Start with this one. This one will be positive. Is that okay? Because it is squared. If you multiply it by negative, it then becomes a negative value. Now you are adding another negative. Negative plus a negative will always give you a negative. Sorry, Patrick. All right. So the earlier you look, go to my YouTube channel and go look for number patterns. I have videos from 2021, 2020 on just type crazy physics number patterns. You get as many as possible. Mpo, talk to me. Mpo Mohale. Mpo.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Mpo.
I get the completing the square. I understand that. But I'm confused there by the bigger than 0 and smaller than 0. Is that our answer?
Remember, you are explaining. The examiner says show. So you are showing now. You are giving the examiner the reason. They said show.
Yes, sir.
So you have to conclude. I think that's where Patrick is also saying the conclusion. So in conclusion, let's see. Let me go again. You have to break it down. All right. Tn is equal to negative n minus 2 squared minus 2. First thing is to start from here. Anything squared is always greater than 0. Do you agree with me? If n, for n being an element of natural numbers. Because when we say n is an element of natural numbers, it means n starts from 1. Okay? Are you with me there?
Yes.
Anything that is squared will be greater than 0 if n is an element. Okay, so this one here is a positive value. That's what we mean. Now, what are we doing? We are multiplying that by what? By a negative. Do you see that negative there?
The one in front.
Yes, it's negative n minus 2. Look, this thing here is positive, right? Because of the squared. But you are now multiplying by a negative. Is your answer going to be positive or negative?
It's going to be negative.
Good. And negative values are less than what? 0. That's why I said this one is less than what? 0.
Okay, thank you.
Now,
So that is our conclusion.
Now you don't forget there's a 2 there. So a negative number plus another negative number, what will it be?
Positive.
Mpo. Negative.
Oh, it's a negative.
Thank you. We're not multiplying. You are adding 2 negatives. All right. So already we said this is a negative number from here. But the formula says minus 2. So a negative plus a negative will always be a negative. So all the terms, all the values in this sequence will be less than 0. Guys, we've got to learn to practice, okay? And like I said, you become better with exposure. Makes sense, everybody? All right. I'm sure some people are also getting it better now because we repeated it. So you break that thing down. Anytime the examiner says show, I prefer to start from Tn by completing the square. Are we okay? Okay, Seviwe. All right. Okay, guys, let's see. Let's see if we have something more juicy. Let's see this one. Do you think this one will be difficult? Okay, let's see. Oh, no. This one is a continuation. Show that... Oh, yeah, no, it's a question on its own. They are asking us to find... Let's interpret this. Show that Tn equals to 4n plus n is the general term of a quadratic sequence with the following properties. All right, it's a quadratic. 68 is the fourth term. Let's see. T4 is equal to, guys, let's learn to do this. Write it down. 21 and 29 are the second and third terms. Okay? Wait. 21 and 29 are the second and third terms, respectively, of the sequence of the first difference. Okay. Let's see. So T1, T2, T3, T4. Okay, we know our T4. Let's create the sequence as 68. They said this is T2 minus T1. All right. 21 and 29 are the second and third. So this is the second. All right. And the third. Remember, this is the first, the second, the third. 29. Okay, we are supposed to find, oh, this is nasty. We are supposed to find what? We're supposed to find, what are we looking for again? Tn. All right, let's see. What's the difference here? What's the difference here? That difference is 8, right? Murendeni, so what if A is less than 0, sad face? Then write the range which is Tn less than -2. Then conclude that the sequence would have a positive term. Won't have, wait, let me read again. Murendeni is saying something here. Sir, what if A is less than 0? Okay, fine. Then write the range which is Tn is less than -2. Then conclude that the sequence, okay, it's not so clear what you're writing. All right, but don't forget that your sequence, okay, A is less than 0. All right, I agree with you. All right. Don't forget that there is a B. This thing could cause a problem. The one in the middle. It could cause a problem because it's not tested. Okay. Let's just keep it simple, guys. Complete the square. It's always the easiest way. Complete the square. Many of you are finding it difficult because you have not been exposed. Okay, but let's see. Let's quickly run through this. Are you okay there, Muredeni? I see what you're trying to do, but I'm worried about that Bn. What if that is a positive value? Then it becomes a problem. If that is a positive, the one in the middle, then you need to show. All right, what is our difference here? 8. Oh, by the way, remember that this difference is constant. So this is also 8. Make sense, everybody? Okay, so already we know 2a is equal to 8. A equals to 4. Yay, we got the first 4. Our problem will be we don't know this term, but I think we can get it. Remember, 29 minus 8 would give us 21. So what is 21 minus 8? 21 minus 8 would give us what? 13. Everybody, is that making sense? That should be 13. So the first value there is 13. And what do we know? 3a plus b equals to 13. Now, 3, 4 plus b equals to 13. 12 plus b. All right, what is our b? 1. Our problem, thank you, Nolo. Our problem would be c, because we don't know this thing here. Okay, but check. Tn equals to an squared plus b. I want to show you how to approach this. Do I know my a? Yes. 4n squared. Do I know my b? B is 1. Okay, but now we need to get the value of c. But don't forget that T4 is equal to 68. What do I do to T4? It means that, okay, let me write it here. T4, let me write my Tn. 4n squared, so that you see my substitution. T4, n is 68. 4 into bracket, 4 squared. I hope that makes sense. I have substituted my n as 4 plus 4 plus c. All right, what is 4 times 4? 16 times 4, 64 plus 4, 68. Makes sense. 68 plus c. 68 minus 68, c equals to 0. Therefore, substitute back. 4n squared plus n. Show. That is what the examiner is asking me to show. Talk to me if we are on, yes, on the same page.
So, sir,
I'm with you. I'm listening.
as you've shown us your other method of finding C, of finding C, if we were given a different number, would we substitute that number as n?
Yes, if they told you that T5 is whatever value, it means your n is 5. Here I am substituting that as 4 because they told me T4 is 68. It means n is equal to 4.
Okay.
All right? And the entire value is 68. Then we look for C. Talk to me, somebody else. There was a hand just a minute ago. Are we all good? Let me see quickly. Are we okay with that?
Sir,
Who's speaking?
it's Kate.
All right, Keith, how are you? Keith Brandy.
Good, thanks. What? Say 68 minus 29, then you get T3. Then you say T3 minus 21, then you get T2. Then T2 minus 13, then you get T1.
Yes.
You say 8 plus 2 plus 60.
Yeah, you're correct. You can still do it that way. Absolutely correct. So you walk backwards to go and get your T1 there and use what? A plus B plus C equals to that value.
Okay, thank you.
That's still correct. That's very correct. Guys, did you all got what he said? He wants to work backwards. Let's work backwards together. Let's see. So we are working backwards. Looking for T1. Let's do it together. So it's going to be 68 since we know all the values. Minus 29. All right, that will be T3. We subtract 21. All right, and then we subtract what? 13. Check. 5. All right, so our T1 is 5. That's what it's saying. So our T1 is 5. Let me do it here. And then we know that A plus B plus C equals to what? 5. What's our A? 4 plus 1 plus C equals to 5. C equals to what? 0. Thank you. Makes sense. All right. We're good. That's the beauty of maths. Once we understand the principle, you can throw in whatever method is correct. Aha. Do you see again? We have proof. It's like I just look for all of these questions. Look at 2.3. Prove that all the terms in the quadratic sequence are going to be odd. Do you want to try this quickly? Can I ask you to try?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let's see. It's 9 marks in total. You would mark yourself, guys. So, you do the entire question. I'll give you, let's see, 10 minutes. Let's see. I don't know what the pattern would be like, but you start trying. 10 minutes. I need us to work it out by ourselves. Otherwise, I will be spoon feeding you. So let's work it out. 10 minutes, I'll talk to you. Lebo, don't give up. Don't give up. Give it an attempt. 2.3. Give it an attempt. Do what I did. Let's see if it's going to work. You have your Tn. Complete the square. Let's see. It should work. It should somehow just work out. All right? Start sharing your comments, guys. You can start sharing your comments. Did you get it? Are you stuck? I see Lebo and Patrick here. Mets is not Metin now for 2.3.
Okay, how do you text here?
How do you
write a text?
How do you write there?
A text. Text.
Oh, I think there are 3 dots somewhere on that phone there. You should be able to find those 3 dots, and then you see a message.
Or in call message.
Yes.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Come, guys, I want to read from you. Moketi, oh my God, Moketi's in tears. Moketi. Wow. Katie, don't do that to maths, man. It's just numbers. Bongi, so which step do we go after completing? After completing the square, you try to analyze what your formula is saying and see if, just interpret that, show that mathematically, Start from your n squared. I don't know what the formula is. All right. If you can tell me what your n, if you can give me your Tn, maybe I would help you. Alan, so I know the answer, but I don't know how to do the correct wording. All right. If you can give me, all right. Do we agree? Courtney says 2n squared plus 4n plus 3. Okay. Patrick, why are you having plus 1 over 2? Let's complete the square, okay? Let me cut the 18 seconds out. One delay, your hand is up. Guys, can I quickly give you a little secret of what I do on this question? Let me show you something that I do from 2.1. Every time I see a question like this, I'm given a quadratic pattern, and the question says write down. I skip 2.1. Look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to use 1 stone to kill 2 birds. I skip 2.1, I leave the space, then I go for 2.2. 2.2 says determine the end sequence, right? So what I do is I do my work here quickly. 9, I'm going to be fast here. 51. What is my difference? 10. What is my difference here? My difference is 14. And that would give me 4. So I know that 2a equals to 4, a equals to 2. 3a plus b equals to 10. 3 multiplied by 2, which is 6, plus b equals to 10. B has to be 4. Then a plus b plus c equals to 9. 2 plus 4 plus c equals to 9. That is 6. C is 3. So I know my Tn would be what? 2n squared. This is what I do. I do this question first. All right. Then I just use my calculator instead of me doing so much work. I am looking for 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking for the 5th term. So I'll come here. By the way, I forgot. Always test. Let's put a 4. In case there's a mistake somewhere, I test my Tn first so that I don't keep working with a wrong answer because I could have made a mistake. All right, 4 is 51. Now I am looking for 5. Do you see that? It's now easy for me. I just come in here, put a 5, and put a 5. Check. 73. Then I come and put a 6 because I'm looking for 5 and 6. 99. Check. I just come here and say 73. No one is asking you to show. They said write down, please. And that's what I did. I wrote down. I get my 1 mark and 1 mark there. Make sense, everybody? Komoto, your hand is up. Moicheti, your hand is up. All right. Komoto, talk to me. Are we raising our hands for 2.3? Komoto, talk to me. Courtney, your hand is up. Okay, let's look at 2. Yes, talk to me.
Yes, good day, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks, sir.
Is that Komoto?
It's good, sir.
Okay, Courtney, talk to me.
Yes, sir. I'm confused where sir put the 5. Like, how do you know which number to put in by the end?
Oh, check. What's the next question? The next 2 terms, right?
Yes, sir.
T1, T2, T3. Do you notice T5 is what they're asking for?
Yes, sir.
That's why I put my n as 5 and my n as 6.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
So I used this one to test if my term was correct.
Okay.
So when I put 4 there, I see that I'm getting 51, right?
Okay.
I am using that to test. Then I know I'm looking for the 5th and the 6th term. I prefer it instead of adding waste time. Okay.
Okay.
2.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
You are most welcome. 2.3, everybody. Proof. Remember what I said. Let's complete the square, everybody. This one must be what? Positive 1. So let's bring out a 2 there. Did I write my formula well? 2n squared plus 4n. Okay, check this. Look at this. We divide everything by 2, right? N squared plus 2n plus 3 over 2. Is that okay? I am making sure that the coefficient of n, all right. Okay, let's see. Morendeni, you've given me an essay. Just let me finish quickly. All right, come on. So you're also looking for 2.3. Great. Let's complete the square. I just prefer that, and I want to engrave that in your heart. Plus 3 over 2. What do? I put my n there, right? Now, divide that by 2. That will give me plus 1. You remember that, right? What do you now do? Square. And I keep writing this so that you will see. We square it, and then we subtract it. What is 1 squared? 1. Okay, beautiful. Now, let's simplify. 2. N plus 1 squared. What is 3 over 2 minus 1? That will give me a half. Okay, watch this now. Watch this. Now, let's use the 2 to multiply into. So, my Tn, therefore, is 2. into bracket n plus 1 squared. 2 times a half would give me what? 1. Did you all get to this point? Let's see, before we conclude, did you all get to this point? If you got to, now, good. If you get to this point, you are the boss. You've done well. Now, let's conclude. Remember my own steps of conclusion. I started with the squared. N plus 1 all squared will be greater than 0 for all natural numbers of n. That we all know, right? That will not change. Please, under this topic, that will never change because of that squared. Are you with me? All right. If you take this number that we have and multiply by 2, are you aware that this is an even number? Do you understand what I mean when I say an even number? An even number is a number that is divisible by 2. So if I take any number and multiply it by 2, already that number becomes even. You can try it. Look at 3. Multiplied by 2. It is 6. Do you see it's even? Right? Take 10. As long as I've multiplied by 2, an even number is a number that is divisible by 2. Funanani, are you... No, I see where you made your mistake plus that half. You forgot to see this bracket. I wrote a big block bracket here. So I'm multiplying everything by 2. That gives me that. 2 times half would give me 1. Funanani, are you okay there? 2 times half would give me 1. Did you see your error there? Okay. All right, guys. Let me know, are you okay with my second statement? That once I multiply anything by 2, it gives me an even number. Okay. Come on, so your hand is still up. Are you with me so far? Now check. Bongi, I did not divide by 2 and I don't know how did I change to... Okay, but are you okay now, Bongi? Talk to me. Are you okay with what I did, Bongi? All right. Now, guys, after an even number, so say in an exam, it must... Is it a must? Yes, please, Mpo. It is a must. Because you are trying to show that these numbers are odd. Guys, what is the arrangement of numbers? Arrangement of numbers, you have even and odd, right? Even and odd. Think of any even number and add 1 to it. What are you going to get? You're going to get an odd number. Does that make sense? So, 2n plus 1 squared, all right, plus 1, because we are adding this, will always be an odd number, because you are saying even plus 1 will always be an odd, because after every even number is an odd number. The plus 1 means just go after me. I hope that makes sense. So this is what you have simply explained. 2n plus 1 squared plus 1. This entire thing here is even. But once I add an odd number to it, even plus odd will always give you what? An odd number. Does that make sense? The conclusion. It's getting better, right? It's getting better. It's getting better. We're getting there. Don't worry. It's exposure. But we're getting there. And it makes sense now that, so all of these terms will continually be odd. That's why I said completing the square is always a safe way out here. And that's why you cannot not know how to complete the square. Komoto, are you okay now? Okay. So I'm going to lower your hand for you. This is such a beautiful session today. You guys are really learning here today. Awesome. So please learn the completing the square and start. So see, I did 3 steps of interpretation. First, the squared. That squared part will always be greater than 0. Now, what are you doing to the squared? You are multiplying with whatever is in front. That changes the property. The other one, we multiplied by negative. That made the number negative. Makes sense? Here we multiplied by 2. Makes it even. And then we add 1 to it, which makes it odd. All right, let's see what I have next. This one. Determine the formula of, no, this one is just play. Which, no, here we're playing. Please, I have more serious things to do. You can use this to practice. Okay. So is it possible to use minus b over 2? Alan, nah. Don't make me laugh now, Alan. Sibeli says, is it possible to use minus b over 2a? In this case, it would not work because that's just your turning point. All right? That's just your turning point. It doesn't really assist us to prove that it's going to be an odd number. Okay? Guys, you can take a picture of this, practice, and if you need help, you let us know. All right. This I'm not going to really do. I think we are bigger than this now. We are bigger than this. Okay, but just take a picture and you can play around with this one. Let's see if we have something more juicy. Ooh, 3.3. Blee, blee, blah. Blee, blah, blah, blee, blow. Yes, I'm getting better with the calculations of completing the square, my challenge. Don't worry, you'll get to see it. You'll get to see as you practice. Okay, you get to see. And guys, at this stage, start using question papers that have memos so that you'll also see how the examiner. If you go and check the memo of this question, I'm sure they probably conclude in a different way. All right? They're probably concluding a different way, but I just prefer my conclusion because I am using the same system. Okay, let's see this. We have 8 minutes. Ta-di-da-da-da-da. You guys are laughing when I say blee, blee, blah, blee, blow. If you were not here in December, you might be lost with 3.3. Those of you that were here in December and you've watched the videos, you know what that sign means. And we also saw that sign in physics. It means sigma, and that's sum. Okay, let's check. I don't even know what we're going to do, but here we go. Last question for the day. Given the quadratic 0, 17, 32, determine an expression for the general term. I think this one, everybody, let's do it very fast as we save time. 17, 32. 17 minus 0, 17. 32 minus that, 15. What's our difference? Negative 2. Work with me. Don't just write. Make sure you are calculating as well. All right. So 2a equals to negative 2. A is negative 1. 3a plus b equals to 17. 3, negative 1 plus b. All right. My b is 20. Then a plus b plus c equals to 0. Minus 1 plus 20 plus c. All right. 20 minus 1, positive 19. C is negative 19. So Tn is negative n squared plus 20n minus 19. You guys would have done that. 1 mark, second mark, your third, and your fourth. All right. Lovely. Which terms, please read carefully. Which terms in the quadratic, why are they saying terms? They are saying terms because it's a quadratic, it's a parabola. Whatever we have on the left is the same as what we have on the right. You remember that. That's why we have a line of symmetry. Okay? Which term would be equal to 56? You know how to do that? What do we do? Tn is equal to 56. Negative n squared. Is it plus 20 there? Plus 20 minus 19. Let's walk through. Plus 20n minus 19. What do we do? All right. We make everything equal to 0. So what is that? Plus 20n. 9 plus 6 would be what? 15. 6, 7. Please confirm for me if I'm right. Let's divide by negative. Okay. Factors, guys, factors. Factors of 75. What are we looking at? And remember, those factors must give us. Let me do something for you. Let me see. Let me see if I look at 75. I don't want to use a calculator. 3 here would give me, or it doesn't even matter. I can quickly do 25 to give. No, let's start from 3 because I want to break it down. All right. I want to show you something crazy. For those of you doing MBT, please look at this. Those of you that are going to do MBT, check this. 3. Remember, NBTs, you're not going to use calculators. Look how I'm going to get my answer. Everybody just watch this. 3 in 25. 75 will give me 25. I have 5. Then I have 5. All right. So I've got 3, 5, and 5. I am going to do my combinations. What is 3 times 5? 15. Okay. 15 times 5 already would give me 75. 15 and 5 would give me 20. There we go. N squared minus 15n. Okay, there's no need to even do all of that. I've already found my factors. 15 and 5. N minus 15, n minus 5. So n equals to 15 or n equals to 5. So these are the two terms that will give me that. All right, let's see the next question. So most of us would have gotten that right. Let's see the next question. Hence or otherwise. The examiner says hence. Hence means start from the previous question, okay? Or otherwise. Let's see. 5 to 10, 11 to 15. 5 to 10. Those of you that were with me, you would know what I mean. All right, but I'll try to explain. N equals to 5 to 10 minus n equals to 11 to 15. Oh, there's a Tn there. All right. So examiner is saying, don't forget, this thing means what? Sum. Let me go the basic route and don't let me do something crazy. Just a basic interpretation. This means you start from 5, guys. 5, 6. Guys, hold on. This is, let's do something. I just saw something now. Sorry, guys. I just get crazy when I see things. Sorry. Alan and you guys are laughing. What is my A? My A is less than 0. So, it's a sad face, right? Good. It means that these values are increasing. Watch this. Are we okay? These values are increasing. We know that T5 and T15 have the same value. My beautiful learners, watch this. T5 and T15 have the same value. Okay. I do not know where T5 actually is, but whatever it is, T5 and T15. I want to see how I can explain this to you. What this means, okay, T5 and T15, what is in the middle? What we are saying, let's find the number in the middle by saying n equals to minus b over 2a. I want to show you something quickly. Minus 20 over 2 multiplied by what? Negative 1. It means my middle number is 10. Guys, please watch this. All right. So I can do 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Please watch this. This simply means 5 and 15 will have the same value. 6 and 14 will have the same value. It's a parabola. 7 and 13 will have the same value. And I can prove it for you. 8 and 12 will have the same value. 9 and 11 will have the same value. Hence, 10 is in the middle. 5 plus 12 divided by 2. Do you remember we did that? What is 5 plus 15 divided by 2? The middle number is 10. It's a parabola. Whatever happens on the left happens on the right. My dear learners, I am done with this question if you understand what I just did. This is functions. Now, what does this mean? Please watch this. Examiner says from n equals to 5 to 10, Tn, minus n equals to, is it 11 to 15? Beautiful. 11 to 15. We are going to test what I just did right now. This simply means, it means T5 plus T6, we're starting from there, plus T7 plus T8 plus T9 plus T10, that's on the left-hand side, minus T10. Ooh, this is functions, guys. Minus, now we're starting from what? 11 to 15. T11 plus T12 plus T13 plus T14 plus T15. That's what that thing means. This sigma means sum. Start from 5 to 10. Start from 11 to 15. There's a minus. Let me be simple enough. T5 plus T6 plus T7 plus T8 plus T9 plus T10 minus T11, all right, minus T12 minus T13, I'm just expanding, minus T14 minus T15. But remember where we were coming from. We said 10 is in the middle, right? 10 is in the middle. So 9 is the same as 11. 8 is the same as 12 because 10 is in the middle. 7 is the same as 13. 6 is the same as 14. And 5 is the same as 15. What does that tell you? This value would cancel that value because T5 is equal to T15. 6 will cancel 14. 7 will cancel 13. 8 will cancel 12. 9 will cancel 11. My answer will be T10. My answer will be T10. All right, so all I need to do, what is T10? I substitute 10 there. What is my, it's negative 10 squared plus 20 multiplied by 10 minus 19. Negative 100 plus 200 minus 19. What is 100 minus 19? 81. Some dangerous maths now. Guys, I am lovely, right? Thank you, Alan. I am using the knowledge of functions. A quadratic pattern is a quadratic function. It's a parabola. Once you get what's in the middle, everything on the left equals to what's on the... We can try it, guys. If you let's substitute T9. Let's find T9 just to make sure that everyone is on board and you believe what I just did. Let's substitute 9. All right. Negative 9 squared plus 20 multiplied by 9 minus 19. Look at T9. T9 is 80. Let me put 11. And I want you to see something. I'm going to tell you something again. 11. 80. Check. Are you seeing that? Do you know that if you add these two numbers, add them and divide by 2, what are you going to get? 9 plus 11 divided by 2, 10. 8 plus 12 divided by 2, 10. 7 plus 13 divided by 2, 10. 6 plus 14 divided by 2, 10. 5 plus 15 divided by... That is what your axis of symmetry means. No, maths, guys. Maths is just, Can we complete the square just as a way of revising finally? Again, everybody, just complete the square. Let's complete the square as a way of just concluding today's session. Just to revise that, completing the square, because I know how important that thing is. Let's complete this. I hope this makes sense. I'll post on YouTube. It's too lovely not to post on YouTube, guys. Plus 20n minus 19. Let's complete the square together. What do? I bring out that negative, right? N squared minus 20n plus 19. Everybody okay there? Now what do we have? Negative. We create our bracket already and drop that 19. N. What is minus 20 divided by 2? Minus 10. Do you remember that 10? The position of the turning point already. Let us square the 10 and subtract. What is 10 squared? It's 100. So what do we have? Negative n minus 10 squared, negative 81. Now multiply by negative n minus 10 squared plus 81. This is the position and this is the value of T10. It simply tells me T10 equals to 81, and that is the turning what? Point. And our n is a is less than 0, so this one becomes the maximum value. Guys, it has been a pleasure serving you. It's been a real pleasure. I just enjoy what I did for you guys this week. I really enjoyed myself for both maths and physics. All right, guys, I hope you learned something new today, added to your information. All right, great, Alan. Awesome. Guys, our next session for the registered kids, now we are busy. We're going to start functions next week. Okay, functions. Ooh, we had lots of questions. We'll look at this in the extra class during the week. All right. Guys, here is information for you, for those of you that want to join the extra class. Okay. More will be shared on the group. And if you have questions, you're not clear, I will be able to advise. But for now, here is me signing out. Crazy Physics signing out. This is Mr. Bishop saying enjoy your evening. Thank you for logging in. Thank you for staying through. All right, guys, I'm going to send a review. Just try to review. Be kind enough to drop a review for us. I'll send it on WhatsApp. Courtney, thank you, sir. It was so helpful. Have a peaceful night. Lovely. Thank you. Somebody raised their hand. Thank you for all the likes. Yes, Viway, talk to me. Viway.